and we're going to start recording. Bam. Okay. So welcome, friends. We are we're live and recording, and we want to go through the basic structure, the kavanah of tefillah, understanding the mechanics and the format of the siddur. It's one of the things that was created with incredible kavanah, incredible intention, that the sages, Anshe Knesset Gdola, the holy tzaddikim that compiled this book, the prayer book, the siddur, contains within it incredible mysteries, incredible secrets, that even though we do not know those secrets, even though we do not know what we're saying, nonetheless, through the use of this book, through going through the actual book, day in, day out, 3 times a day, that Am Yisrael is, so to speak, super consciously, and when I use the word super consciously, I mean above your consciousness, with outside of your consciousness. A lot of people think that being in a state of super consciousness is like in an enlightened hyper state of perception. And I think we kind of have to like get out of that mode of thinking, that we have to start getting used to thinking that there's 3 modes of consciousness. There's your conscious state, whereas you're right now, you're listening to me. There's your subconscious state, okay, which is kind of all of the things that is happening behind the scenes at the nefesh behemit level, the animal soul level. But then there's also the superconscious state. The superconscious state are all of the things that are happening beyond your consciousness right now, but through your nefesh elokis, through your divine soul. So superconscious and the subconscious are actually very similar to one another, meaning that they are both beyond your conscious awareness. That at any given moment, we are simultaneously accessing our subconscious mind and our superconscious mind. This is one of the fundamentals of all Kabbalah, is that through the power of choice, through the power of direction, through the power of kavanah, that you are accessing your superconscious state, even though it's not in your conscious awareness. You don't feel it, you're not aware of it, but nonetheless, incredible and extraordinary things are happening. And so through tefillah, through using the prayer service, our superconscious selves are doing incredibly extraordinary, wonderful things in order to bring about the zivug of Zer Anpin and Nukva. At the daily level, at the weekly level, at the monthly level, at the yearly level, at the century and millennial level. Okay? This is the secret of the siddur. What is the siddur? The purpose of the siddur is to give every single Jew the ability to make a zivug between Zer Anpin and the Nukva. Kudsha b'richu u'shchinta. L'shem yechud kudsha b'richu u'shchinta. Okay? Now, the Zohar and the Ari gave us incredible insights into understanding the mechanics of what's actually happening in the siddur. That by praying the simple prayer of a Jew is mamish able to make all the yichudim and all the zivugim in the supernal universes. But the Arizal gave us the ability to kind of, so to speak, see into the program and to see what's happening behind the scenes. And what that does, gives us, first of all, we feel an incredible schut, an incredible merit that we actually, so to speak, get to be partners with Hashem in creation. And it also helps us to develop a very deep and powerful emotional connection to the Creator, because we're, so to speak, going on this journey, on this voyage from this lowest physical material world into the highest realms of spirituality. So we're going to, so we want to talk about the basic structure of the tefillah and the basic structure of the siddur. And we said that the ultimate goal is what? Zivug. Zivug between Zer Anpin and Nukva. Again, Ein Sof, light is flowing into the world, and it's flowing through all of the Sefirot of the world of Atzilut, through all of the Partsufim, Arich Anpin, Abba, and Ima, and then it gets to Zera, and then it's kind of like stuck. And then we have to bring about the zivug, the unification between the Zera Anpin and Malchut, in order to stream new consciousness, in order to stream new light, to bring the awareness of Hashem into the world, not just into our own minds and hearts, but at the collective level. That the Shekhinah, the Malchut, represents the collective consciousness of all of humanity. And that the more zivugim that we make between Zer Anpin and the Malchut, Zer Anpin being, so to speak, God, Kadosh Baruch Hu, Malchut being the collective consciousness of the world. And so when we make a zivug between Zer Anpin and the Malchut, what we're doing is that we're bringing the awareness, the consciousness of God into the world. That's called Dira B'Tachtonim, that's called Geula, to reveal the unity of Hashem in the world. And so the more we daven, the more we pray, and the more we're able to make a zivug between Zer Anpin and Malchut, the more consciousness we're streaming down into the world, filling the world with the awareness of Hashem. Now, depending on our kavanah, will affect the quality of the zivug between Zer Anpin and Nukva. Everybody's making a zivug between Zer Anpin and Malchut, but the quality is a little bit different. That some people are able to mamish open up all of the gates and to like just unload all of his consciousness, just download and stream all of his incredible consciousness through their tefillah. And some people, they like drip, 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 drip. Okay? What is the single most important factor that will determine what the quality of the shefa that we're bringing into the world? That's called kavanah. That's called kavanah. You could be the simplest Jew, don't even know how to hold up the siddur. You're reading it backwards and upside down. But if you have the right kavanah, that you can mamish be making incredible zivugim in the Shemaim and bringing down shefa into the world. But to be able to actually know what to do is an incredible merit for us. And that also increases the quality, because we mamish really know how important the tefillah is. Okay? How important each mitzvah really is. So with that introduction, Chaim. So we're going to go through the basic structure. It's going to go like this. There's 4 worlds. Okay? Let's just put it like this. There's the world of Atzilut. There's the world of Atzilut. We'll keep it simple. There's Ein Sof, because we can't ever forget about Ein Sof. What happens if you forget about Ein Sof?
May your left hand stop working.
Idolatry. Idolatry. Okay? Pretty much 99% of the Zohar and all of like the Kabbalists, they're like, don't forget about the Ein Sof. Just basically sum it up. There's a very fine line between Judaism and idolatry. At this level, you don't want to forget about the Ein Sof. It's all the Ein Sof, or Ein Sof, infinite light, that is emanating, expressing itself through the Sefirot, the Partsufim, Atzilut, all the worlds and everything. But it's always the Ein Sof. It's the Yichud of Hashem. Don't get confused and think it's Abba and Ima and Zer Anpin, and that's how all kinds of Mishigas starts. That's how idolatry started. And so we want to be kosher. Okay? So we have Ein Sof, and the Ein Sof flows into the world of Atzilut. Okay? Atzilut. Okay? That's where the zivugim takes place. Okay? In the world of Atzilut, that's where we have Zer Anpin, so to speak. Okay, let's do it like this. Who's up in the world of Atzilut? Za. Okay? Everybody's up there. Abba and Imar, everybody. But we want to focus on Za. Za is waiting for who? For the Kala. He's waiting for the Kala. He's waiting for the bride. Where's the bride?
Down in the lower rows.
In Galus. She's in Galus. Okay? So underneath the world of Atzilut, we said this is Atzilut. Did I make Za's nose too big? I made his nose too big.
It's Jewish.
He's Jewish, I know. Come on. Okay? Where is the Malchut? She is in the world, she's in the lower worlds. She's in Bria. Whoops. She's in Bria. She's in Yitzira. And she's in Asiya. Okay? This is the world of Asiya, Yitzira, and Bria. Okay? And so the Malchut is down here. So the Malchut is down in the lower world. She's actually in all of the worlds. This is what's called the redeeming of the sparks. That the Malchut is coming down into the world to give energy and vitality to the worlds of Bria, Yetzirah, and Asiya, and all of the living beings that are in those worlds. Who lives in the world of Bria? Malachim, Srafim, Yetzirah, you have Ofanim, Asiya's Chayot HaKodesh, all kinds of conscious living beings.
What are Ofanim?
Types of angels. Types of angels. You have the pad there. So you have the three lower worlds. And so every night she comes down into the world and gives all of the shefa that she has received from Zeir Anpin to emanate and vitalize and energize the world. But then at the end of the night, she's done. And she needs to come back home, right? The pasuk, Eshet Chayil, that we say every Friday night. Vatiten teref leveita vechok lena'aroteha. Vatiten teref leveita. What is chok lena'aroteha? Chok is like bread, food, sustenance. Vatiten chok teref leveita. Teref is like also like food. She's giving food to her house. Chok lena'aroteha. She's giving bread, sustenance to her maidservants. How many maidservants does she have? 7. These maidservants, they represent the 7 heichalot, the 7 chambers of each world, which are kind of like the storehouse for the energy that emanates from these 7 storehouses. B'ezrat Hashem, we go more into detail and we'll talk about each one in particular. But anyways, so it means she's giving energy and vitality to her family, to the people she takes care of. But then when she's finished, she has to come back and she has to replenish her energy. So how does she go back up to the world of Atzilut to attain more energy? That's our job. That's called Shacharit. Shacharis, okay, Tefillah. We start in the world of Asiya. The world of Asiya, we begin collecting all of the sparks that belong to the world of Asiya, okay? Namely, what are those sparks? They're, in the world of Asiya, we're talking about the Kor Banot, okay? Kor Banot. More specifically, though, the 8 Mishnahs at the end of the Korbanot. Okay, the 8 Mishnahs at the end of the Korbanot. This is what is gathering all of the sparks from the world of Asiya. Okay, why do we need the sparks? Because the sparks are going to be like the raw materials to be able to generate mochim for Zeir Anpin. It's called elevating the sparks. So we have the Korbanot. These are the 8 Mishnahs. Okay? And then at the end of the Mishnahs that we say in Shacharit, right? Ezel Mekuman and all these things, and I said it before, that it's mamish super, super awesome to learn those Mishnahs really well, the pshat of the Mishnahs. Why? Because they're all talking about the different types of korbanot, of sacrifices, and it's giving you kind of the exact flow or the program that the Kohanim would do while these were sacrifices. And so you can mamish, like, so to speak, go into this like state of visualization, mamish, in the temple, and like go with the Kohen as he's like, shechting the thing, taking it to, going to the altar, going around the altar, throwing the blood, and it's very, very, very powerful. Going into the ulam, into the kodesh, lighting the incense, lighting the ketoret. It's a very, very powerful visualization. It's mamish being there. And we're going to talk a lot about the power of visualization, because pretty much all of Kabbalah is based on this idea of you being able to use your mind, your imagination, to go to these other worlds. Okay? How many times does the Rambam say, the Shulchan Aruch says, V'itzayeru b'da'ato. V'itzayeru b'da'ato. And Mamish has to like imagine, visualize, paint for himself a picture. You are where your mind is. Okay? So in the world of Asiyah, we're in the Korbanot. And then to get to the higher world of Yetzirah, I need an elevator. How do I go one world up? I need an elevator. That elevator is called Kaddish. Okay? And then we're in the world of Yetzirah. Okay? How do I elevate the sparks in the world of Yetzirah? That's when I need the hallelujahs. Hallelujah. Two else. Hallelujah. Okay? It's the hallelujahs that we say in the Psuke de Zimra. I should really do that, right? The Korbanot. Just so basically what do you have? You have the Psuke de Zimra. Psuke. Pe. Su. Ke. De. Zimra. And in particular, what are those? The hallelujahs. Okay? Everybody know what I'm talking about? After Ashrei, we say the end of Tehillim. End of Tehillim. There's like 7 Psalms we say, Tehillim, after Ashrei. So from Ashrei onwards, the hallelujahs, it's gathering all of these raw materials, these raw sparks
Of Yetzirah.
of Yetzirah. Okay? And then we have to get from the world of Yetzirah to the world of Bria. How do we get up there again? Need another elevator. So you have another Kaddish. Right? And now we're in the world of Bria. So now how do we elevate all of the sparks in the world of Bria? The blessings of the Shema. The blessings of Shema. Okay? And at the world of Bria, we're making the blessings of Shema is collecting all of the sparks. So now I have all of the sparks that belong to the world of Asiyah, all of the sparks that belong to the world of Yetzirah, and all of the sparks that belong to the world of Bria. I have all of this kind of raw material. What do I do with this raw material? I'm elevating now all of these raw materials all the way back up to Ein Sof. How do I elevate something all the way back to Ein Sof? It's called Aliyat Man, the feminine waters, an awakening from below, the desire to come out of Galut. What is Galut?
So.
Duality, fragmentation, separation, the perception that we are all independent beings, and that every living creature is totally disconnected from everything else. There's me and there's you. This is called Galut. And so we awaken this deep desire to come out of this state of fragmented consciousness, duality consciousness, and to reveal the inherent unity of Hashem, how every living being is not separate. We are not disconnected, but how every living being is a beautiful and unique expression of the unity of God. And that there is only Hashem in the world. There's nothing but Him. Everything is just a revelation of God. And so when do we have this awakening and this declaration of the unity of God's unity? Kriyat Shema. Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, God is one. And we say it with all of the incredible kavanah and that our heart can mamish muster, saying, I do not want to see a world of fragmentation and separation and duality and concealment and evil. No. So we close our eyes. I say, I don't want to. I'm a kofar. What is a kofar? Kofar is a heretic. I'm saying I'm a heretic in this world. I do not want to believe that this world is separate, is independent reality. And I renew this ultimate declaration of faith. Hashem is one. There is nothing but Hashem. This is called Kriyat Shema, and we say this with all of our heart and soul. We elevate these sparks. Okay? So we have this, we have what's called Kriyat Shema. We have Shema, Kriyat Shema. And the Kriyat Shema is the ultimate declaration of Hashem's unity and oneness. And so we take all of the sparks from the world of Bria and Yetzira and Asiya, all of these sparks, and with the Kriyat Shema, with this awakening from below, we elevate all of these sparks back to Ein Sof. Chaim. We elevate all the sparks to Ein Sof, and what does that do? Causes like a chain reaction. Okay? So imagine like a slot machine. Anybody ever been to Vegas? No, you guys are all good boys.
Can't tell me about that.
So you put the coin in the machine, right? You pull the lever, and you hit the jackpot. What comes out? Lots of, infinitely greater than what you put in, hopefully. I mean, this is Vegas, so it's not true. You probably put in more than you're going to get out. But the point is, theoretically, you won the lottery. You hit the jackpot. You put in this little tiny coin, and now you get all this shefa in return. And so we brought these sacks of sparks, elevated all the way back to the Ein Sof. Hashem is very, very happy with this job that we've done. And Hashem opens up the treasury, Otzar, and starts bringing out all of this incredible new shefa. New energy now is getting emitted into reality, coming from outside of the tzimtzum. Sovev kol almin. Atzmut. All this new energy, this new consciousness that never existed before in creation. This is not recycled energy. A lot of the world, they talk about law of attraction, connecting to the energy. That's all fine and dandy, but all of that energy is only from the Mimale. It's only from the Mimale Kol Almin, the light that was already present in creation, and now they're drawing from that energy. But the Torah, that's all the Igulim. The Igulim, which is nature, right? There's energy within nature, and so if you know how to capture this energy, you can attract this energy, if you will. But the Kav, the Torah, is giving us the ability to go beyond reality, beyond nature, and to bring in new energy, new consciousness. This is called Torah. Okay? So it's kind of like there's like your local farmer's market. like a supermarket or something, right? The farmer's market, right? And that's where everybody goes to do their shopping, right? They all go to the market, and that's where they buy their produce, right? So think of like the world, creation as like the marketplace. And think of beyond reality, Atzmut, Sovev Kol Almin, as like the farm. And so you need somebody to bring the energy from the farm to the market. Who do we call that guy?
Larry.
We call him Moishi. Okay? That's a Jew. Jewish farmer. The farmer brings, well, the farmer's growing it. So this is a farmer, and he's bringing mamish the energy from the farm, from beyond reality. You don't have access to, the world does not have access to the farm. They have access to the market. That's where they can go. All right? It's like retail versus wholesale. Okay? You're camping outside of the Apple store for like 3 weeks, right? Waiting for the new iPhone, right? That's where everybody is, right? But you're bringing the iPhone like from the factory itself to the shop, okay? So that's called elevating the sparks to Ein Sof. And that's creating new energy to be produced. It begins to flow from the Ein Sof to the Keter, and just to keep it simple, now there's a yichud, a zivug now, a new zivug between Abba and Ima. Abba and Ima. Okay? So the energy now begins to flow, and it's that energy now that enables. How should we do this? We're going to run out of space. We'll do it like this. Okay? We elevated the sparks. And now this energy, new energy, begins to flow. And now there is able to be a new zivug between Chokhmah and Bina, or Abba and Ima. And now Abba and Ima give birth to the new energy to be able to flow to the next level, which is Zer Anpin. And so at the Kiryat Shema, elevating the sparks, making the zivug between Abba and Ima, creating this new energy to come into this world. Abba and Ima receive this new energy, which allows them to make a new zivug. And then all of this mochi now is produced, and now is able to go to Zer Anpin.
It doesn't actually go to Zer Anpin in this space.
That sounds like a question.
Oh.
So the energy is being produced, and now it's kind of like, so think of like the soul, and now the soul has to come into the body. But the soul exists. The soul has been, so to speak, created. It's been like forged from the source. So you have the energy that exists in potential, and now we have to bring it into a kli, we have to bring it into a vessel. Okay? But at the Kiryat Shema level, what is happening? Simple kavana. It is because of the awakening from below and the declaration of essential Jewish faith. Hashem is one. There's nothing but Hashem. It is that declaration of unity is that allows the sparks to elevate, and it creates this new consciousness to be able to be brought into existence. Zivu B'Tanav and Ima, and now we can begin to bring that into Zer Anpin and prepare him for a yichud. That's called tefillah. That's called Amida. Okay? That's going to be called Amida. Stop until this point, and we'll take some questions.